What up, everybody? We are here for our annual podcast, the Boiler Express podcast. Here with me, Damon just jumped in literal last second. Dame Dog, the ultimate boiler, is in the house. And then we got the biggest brain in the game today, the stat tank, Mr. Frank, and yours truly, who sounds very crappy because I work with children for a living and something's always going wrong. But we're here. Greg McManus in the house. Good to see you, Grego.
Cody.
Hey, Cody. We haven't seen
Cody
in a minute.
Oh my God, Cody's alive.
Cody, we were worried about you.
Cody,
brother.
we've been worried about you.
In our group chat,
honest, we've genuinely been like, I hope Cody's doing well. Yeah,
it's like our number one dude. And then the noodle, the man, the myth, the legend, the noodle.
Yeah, the noodle was commenting before we went live, so appreciate that. That's
which rarely happens. Normally,
yeah, we were supposed to have a special guest. Unfortunately, the special guest had something come up, so we will be rescheduling that.
Stuart's a busy dad. He's Mr. Dad majority of the time. It's pretty funny. Before I was going to go to the Illinois game, and something came up. I forget what it was. Russ is in the nursing home. He's asleep. It's past his bedtime. Greg, you know this.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to come out on. He didn't have good behavior this week, so.
Oh, yeah, he's grounded. Sorry to hear that, Cody. Love you, dude. But then I asked Stu, Stu and I started doing a little video podcast on YouTube together, and he's always talking about his kids and what his kids are up to. Dude's busy a lot, and he's Mr. Dad, and he'll come on here soon. We've been talking about getting him on here, maybe with Chike again, because him and Chike are just a riot. There's a video, a mutual friend of Stu and I's, Graph K, posted a video of him, Stu, and Chike watching film on the Raiders. I think it was the last Raiders game, and Chike's fingers and the hands are all over Stu's TV, and I commented like that you're gonna have to sanitize that screen because Chike's mug has been all over it. So we'll get those guys in here soon. But boys, it's good to be here. We
it is
life has been busy for a lot of us.
Life has been very busy. It's
for you too. I mean, you're maybe moving here, maybe moving there, new job here, new job there. You finally landed at a spot, so congrats for that, Frank. Damon,
it's been a year for sure. Yeah,
you did, Damon. I work with children now, so I'm always probably sick or something.
Now, speaking of being on dad mode, I almost didn't make it tonight because I was putting my daughter to bed and definitely fell asleep putting her to bed.
It's a very bad thing to do.
So, yeah, definitely rolled in here half asleep, had some drool on the face, had to wipe it off real quick.
That happens to the best of us. When you have a beard, it kind of gets stuck. But no, we're happy to see everybody. We're happy to be back. We're trying to get on a regular schedule, especially basketball coming up. Granted, there is football, but how much of football you really want to talk about. We'll talk about it, but I don't know how much you want to hear about it.
Let's start. Let's start there. I think obviously things haven't gone how I don't know. Have they gone how we expected? I'm not sure what I expected. But this last game was tough. No, the Northwestern game was tough. I felt really. Go ahead, Damon.
No, I was gonna say they were going how I expected it to up until I think the Illinois game, and then I think I've just seen a steady decline. I was feeling really good after the USC game. I know there was a lot of negativity out there after the USC game because we couldn't just quite punch it in. We were getting into the red zone, but just weren't quite finishing. But we held a team that, one of a very highly explosive offense. We held them to just 2 touchdowns against our defense. Everything else, one was an interception that they ran back, and then everything else were field goals. So I felt really good about the USC game after the USC team. And I was hoping for, I definitely thought we would have at least 2 wins, 2 more wins under our belt. Now I thought we were going to beat Northwestern, and then who did we play before Northwestern? Was that Illinois?
Minnesota.
I thought we were going to beat Minnesota as well. So
that one was tough. I think that was tough. for me.
Especially when you look at the stats, that's really hard to look at.
Yeah, I mean, to basically double them in yardage. I think it was 220-ish to like 450, so almost double them up in total yards, to dominate time of possession. I mean, you watch that game, you can visually see Purdue controlled that game. You had that pick six there toward the end that really made the game competitive again. But I mean, that's a game that if you like the talent between the two teams was pretty apparent. Or the gap of talent, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And just, I think if those two teams play 10 times, Purdue wins 8 of them. Like, in my opinion, it was a matchup thing. I thought that Purdue looked the best in that game, especially defensively. The secondary looked really good. They were playing aggressive. I'll say that. They one could argue they were being a little handsy and grabbing some jerseys, but if the referee's not going to call it, keep doing it. So I don't see an issue there. But that one was tough because that game was right there, and those are the games you got to win. You're on the road. The game's right there in front of you for the taking. You gotta come home with that one. So that was tough. And then just to look completely out of sorts to follow that was kind of disheartening to see. But it kind of feels like, and maybe I would love your all's opinion on this, but Saturday we play Rutgers. How many more games are realistically left on the schedule that Purdue can win after that game?
After Rutgers?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the schedule, but I feel like Rutgers is the last one.
So Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, Indiana.
Ohio State.
Definitely.
If it's at 7 p.m. at Ross Aid, I'm going. That's a winnable game.
It's TBD. TBD.
First year head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've been thinking a lot about is Coach Odom's. We're gonna win quickly here. This is not gonna be a rebuild. His comments that he, I thought it was really ballsy of him. I appreciated his enthusiasm. I appreciated but I wonder what he really meant by that. Like, what to him was considered like a successful year and not a rebuild, because this definitely feels like a rebuild. And it's hard to I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited about football anymore. And I hate saying that, especially, and I'm not saying that like I've given up on Coach Odom and I'm done with football and blah, blah, blah. Like, don't read into any of that. But it's hard for me to get excited about football because, I mean, if you look at our roster, this is going to be a complete overhaul again next year. It's going to be most of our roster are 5th year and 6th year guys. So they're all going to be gone next year. And then you have to deal with potential transfers. There are a good handful of guys that I'm like, man, I hope that they stay, because I think that they've got some good stuff to build on. But yeah, I think big picture, I'm like, next year is going to be another complete roster flip. And I think that there's a new rule out that I think they can only enter the portal once now. Is that correct? Or there's not as many chances for them to jump in, and so they have to teams have to get their roster kind of finalized a lot quicker. I feel like there was something like that at the beginning of the year. I don't remember what exactly it was. But I'm just worried about what Purdue football can actually do from now on, because I don't know what the recipe is. And then you look at other schools like IU, you look at schools like Vanderbilt, just schools like Georgia Tech. Even Georgia Tech is not a powerhouse football program, but this year they're 6-0, 5-0, whatever their record is, 7-0, and okay, only one portal period in January. Gotcha. But there's schools out there like Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, IU. I mean, even Arizona State, if you want to lump them in there from last year, there's teams out there and schools out there who aren't typically good at football, who have their time to shine. And it's when's that going to be for Purdue? When is it going to be Purdue can bring a guy in and we can just win? And what is, so sometimes I get on that soapbox and think about that for a while, because it's just disheartening, man. That this is kind of seems like the way things just go for Purdue football, how things start, excluding how Coach Brom's first year started at Purdue and how he built off of that. But yeah. There's kind of a lot there.
No, for sure. And I think that, I mean, I don't like the fact that and maybe like for me personally, not getting excited maybe isn't the right way to phrase it, because I do get excited, but I get excited when it's game time, but it's like my expectations are very low. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like I'm excited to watch the game, but I realistically don't think that Purdue's going to win. And that's, I mean, well, the good thing about the transfer portal, you know, we've seen schools like Indiana, we've seen schools like Vanderbilt really turn things around pretty quickly. And yeah, I mean, Coach Odom did say he was going to win early, and this isn't going to be a rebuild, but I am, you know, I've kind of thrown that out the window a little bit right now. I have kind of accepted this as being a rebuild. And we'll just see how quickly we can turn things around. But there's an interesting comment here. I wanted to ask you all this. The Noodle asks, do we think Ryan Brown is the guy?
I think. Oh,
go ahead.
No, like I think he's obviously a good quarterback. I like my notes that I've taken is like, why you got to dive, you got to slide, you got to do something. You cannot be lower on the shoulder, low on your head as a quarterback as often as he does. And I appreciate it. It's like, you know, hard play, you know, takes guts to do it. But like at some point you got to protect yourself. And granted, like the play he was hurt on wasn't like a scramble or anything, but he got pretty much sandwiched, and then two guys kind of fell on him, which then pinned his shoulder because it's a shoulder injury, right? I don't know if we know for sure, but that's what it seemed.
Yeah, I don't think it's been confirmed, but it's. I mean, the way he went down and the fact that he had that little sling on his shoulder, I think were a pretty good indicator.
But I just think it was unfortunately, I won't say bound to happen. That's bad verbiage, but like when you play like he does, you're a quarterback, like at some point, something's gonna hurt. Like it's just I wish he would take a little bit more precaution and, you know, just take a dive, you know, slide. I don't think I've ever seen him slide personally. Like I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
he has not much though. I mean, not
rare.
Not much.
Most of the time,
like, he's just trying to be the Cam Scatabo of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I get like he has that Jackson Dart mentality, right? Where, you know, if it's at the sticks or it's on third down, I'm going to lower my shoulder. And, you know, I think Brown is a great quarterback. I think he is the high risk, high reward quarterback. It's like, and I'm just comparing him to Singleton at this point. If y'all remember, like when Aiden O'Connell came in, you had Jack Plummer, who was good, but he was very conservative. And then you had Aiden O'Connell, who got his opportunity, and he basically came in and said, "Hold my beer," and was just making risky throws, but completing them. And it was just this kind of breath of fresh air compared to the, you know, conservative nature of Jack Plummer. And I think we're kind of seeing that a little bit with Ryan Brown, and that he's kind of that slinger. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna hit. And that's my biggest, I don't want to say criticism, but area of concern for me is the longevity of that. You know, you really don't want your quarterback taking shots the way he has this season. So,
and I also don't like it. Can kind of going back to the Aiden O'Connell comparison there. I think what I liked about Aiden, which funny enough, like I remember not wanting Aiden to start when he got put in the starting position because he was so at the beginning inconsistent, because like you said, he was a very like high risk, high reward quarterback. So he would have some crazy throws, some crazy touchdowns, but he would also have like 3 or 4 interceptions in a game. And like, you know, they could be like drive killing, momentum killing interceptions when they happen. Eventually he obviously got over that and was a lot more consistent when he became a more consistent starter. But like the one thing that I wish was different about Ryan Brown is I feel like he very much like rainbow throws the ball. Like there's not a lot of speed.
There's times where the receiver has to slow down and gives the defender time to gain that distance. Yeah, I do know. Yeah, there's a couple times this season where it's like, man, that would have been a touchdown if you had put a little more zip on that.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think he is the best guy from what I've seen of the quarterbacks this season. Like I think Singleton's a great quarterback, and if he does start this weekend, I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah,
but he is a more predictable quarterback.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, Ryan Brown, he's only a sophomore. So I think that, if you can get him to stay and you can get him to develop, I mean, I think he could turn into a pretty decent quarterback for Purdue for the next
I agree.
2 to 3 years.
He's an interesting one when it comes to like the possibility of transferring, because he did transfer to North Carolina and then comes back and is like, Purdue's home. Like, I got homesick. He's really hitting home, no pun intended, on the whole Purdue being where he wants to be. But then again, like, we've seen crazier things happen in the transfer portal. So I'll be uh excited to see what he does. Like, I expect him to stay. From what it sounds like, he really likes Odom and everything that goes on. But if somebody else, another Power 5 swoops in with the big chunk of change, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if he stays, he will be the face of the offense next year because
Yeah,
Maccabee's gone. He's going to have probably a whole brand new receiver core. I don't know the eligibility on all of our receivers off the top of my head, but I know a lot of them are 5th and 6th year, players. So he has the opportunity to come in next year and like command the offense from day one again. So, and hopefully having more time under Odom's system and Odom kind of getting more of, I guess, guys that he wants, or, recruiting wise, transfer wise. Hopefully next year they can kind of put it together better, and, make some improvements there, because like, obviously, I mean, Coach Odom knows how to win. He did it at a school that did not win on a regular, consistent basis at all, at UNLV. Now, different conferences, sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope Purdue football gets better, man. It deserves it. We deserve it. The players
and it
deserve
makes
it.
it even worse when IU is the number 2 team in the country and
It's disgusting.
They're good.
possible back to.
They're very good.
Yeah, and that's what at first I was like, whoa, made me angry. Then I'm like, you know what? At this point, you got to respect it. I mean, when they,
Yeah.
for my whole
Nothing
thing,
you
and
can do
I was on
otherwise.
the huddle before the season started, and I said, I said on the podcast that I thought IU would have a, not, in the grand scheme of IU football, like a good year, which 8 and whatever, 7 and whatever. But I did not think they'd go undefeated again in a possible playoff spot, and here we are, almost
Realistically
halfway.
talking
And
about that.
yeah, they're the second best team in the country behind Ohio State. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't
So,
think they play Ohio State this year.
Greg
Probably not
asked a
until the Big
question
Ten
here
Championship,
that I want to put on the screen here. Get your all's take. Does the Walters fallout ever roll up to Babinski and Grimes?
I don't think Babinski, because he had the home run hire with Braum. Braum left, and we all know why he left. I don't think Braum leaving had anything to do with Purdue, more Louisville, obviously.
Right.
But then you see the since Babinski took over, like, Purdue finally made a Final Four. Like, that's a plus. Is that all? Does Babinski have a big hand in the making the Final Four? Debatable, but like, he's definitely a part of it. You know what I mean? You look at other sports, volleyball, like, he's made an impact and a positive impact. So I don't see right now like this makes an impact on Babinski. Does that mean, if it turns real bad, if it's another Walter situation, okay, then he's on the hot seat. But I think his seat is fine and cool at the moment.
Yeah, that's I'm not there yet personally. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not there yet. Not saying I won't.
Well, I mean, like, he's also what, 60. Babinski is also what, 65. Like, he's older. He's close to probably retirement in the next couple of years anyway.
Yeah.
So it's harder to, but yeah, I mean, his last 2 football hires, I mean, it's really hard to say, like, Odom's didn't turn out, based off of just 6 games, but
and I think too, like, he took a big chance on Walters, being a first time head coach and a younger guy, and like, from the outside, like,
he also
Walters,
hired Braum, though. I mean, just
yeah,
the full picture. So
yeah, but like, Walters wasn't I mean, to me, it still wasn't a bad gamble because yes, it turned out bad. Don't get me wrong, but like when you look at when we first heard, Walters was the coach. You look at him, young dude. We're all hyped up because he's hyping us all up. Like I think the idea behind Walters was good. It's just
Mhm.
it just didn't pan out, and you're gonna have that sometimes. You're not gonna make the home run hire every time. In the perfect world, you're like our basketball program, and you have two coaches in the last 40 years. Like that would be awesome. But Purdue football is starting to become like the Browns quarterback situation, but with head coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's
Ugh.
tough. But I don't want to cast the blame on Babinski. One, his name is too fun to say. And like Damon said, he's older than dirt. Like he's gonna retire at some point. He's not older than dirt. That was mean. But like he's older, and at some point, it'll be interesting to see how much longer he goes. Now that I think about it, like I wonder how many years in the tank he has left.
Mhm. And so Greg also said, do wonder what would happen if Davila didn't transfer.
Yeah,
Being that
he's like,
really not going to sniff the field at Nebraska.
I think at one point he wasn't even on like the main roster. Like he wasn't even like third string quarterback. I don't think he even made like the final cut for their first game. I don't know where he's at now on the depth chart, but yeah, crazy.
I mean, I'm not sure he gets the starting job over Ryan Brown, but maybe.
I mean, I think he'd have a better chance to get the starting job over Brown than Singleton. But Singleton is a really good quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, he's not even on the 3 deep right now.
Really?
So, yeah,
Wow,
for
I didn't
Nebraska.
realize that.
Yeah.
And
But
like
the thing that stung about that was he was so, like the most pro Purdue guy on social media and things like that. He was so very adamant about Purdue.
Yeah. Hey, you know what sucks? It's like it's hard because I think it was last week maybe Odom got like some 4-star quarterback to recruit to commit to Purdue, but he's like a 2027 kid. And I hate it because I saw that and I was like, that's 2027. Okay, he's gonna decommit and go somewhere else like in the next 6 months. So who cares? Like, and I hate being like that, but it's just the world. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Purdue athletics puts all behind football monetarily, but it feels like we just need to do more with that. I know that there's the whole revenue share thing going on now, so Purdue should have more money, but it really doesn't like elevate them necessarily. It just kind of keeps them. It just like brings them up with everybody else. It just makes sure that they're not all the way at the bottom of the floor. But like we still need to take that extra step, whatever that looks like. I feel like whether that's having more donors, more alumni. I don't know. I don't know
Drew
what that
Brees
looks
can
like.
only give so much money. I mean, and I was talking to Stu. Stu was texting me photos from the Rose Bowl team game against USC, and he took some photos of the trophy room there in the complex, and the box where the old oaken bucket should be is a
Like a fake one, right?
fake one. I mean, I was gonna put like the one you can buy on. That's literally the one you can buy online, like this thing, but like actual size is literally what's sitting there. And Stu and I talked about this like on a phone call, and I was like, what? Like that was it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Like when you have something like your main rival trophy and you don't have it and you just put a fake one in it, what are we doing? Like that's some Mickey Mouse stuff to me. And it's the little things, and I don't know who made that decision. Hell, it could have been anybody, but like we got to set a tone, and putting in fake trophies into the real trophy case is setting a bad tone when it should be empty, so those guys see it empty and it pisses them off. But like if that's where we're headed, with fake trophies, and I sound like a boomer right now and I realize that, but like I like something about it just pissed me off. And Stu, same deal with Stu. Stu was like, I didn't notice that when I was there. He goes, it's probably a good thing I didn't, because I would have said something. He goes on like, what are we doing? Like, what is
Yeah.
this fake bucket? Like, what? Like, leave it empty. It just, I don't know. That seemed very Mickey Mouse to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's
I feel
totally-
like Purdue football's just gotten kind of soft lately. It's
When
not.
you're
It's just
putting
missing
fake
that
trophies,
like.
yeah.
It's just missing that like gritty, like in your face, like blue collar, like hard work. I don't know. It's just missing some. It's just missing its edge. I don't feel like Purdue football like has an identity right now.
Yeah,
You know,
I think that's fair. Yeah,
I
we're
feel
in a
that too. I
state
feel
of
because like
flux.
under Brom, you had the grit. We're gonna knock your kneecaps off. We're gonna chew your big toe. We're gonna kill you.
We're gonna grab
Walters
a
was more,
2004 Honda Accord while we're doing it.
yeah. Walters was more shiny. I hate saying the word, but like swagger. Like
Yeah,
uh, this right, like this brand of football right now. What I watched Saturday was not what I want to see out of my favorite football program. Like there's I don't know. It's in a weird spot Purdue football is right now. And normally I'm pretty upbeat. Like when Walters was hired, I was like, hey, and I still fall under that. Like I'm gonna root for the head coach no matter what the situation is, because what's the point of not rooting for them when they're the leader of the program?
right.
But I've gotten to the point now where I used to not criticize openly too much, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And after that Northwestern game, I felt very deflated. Like I didn't even really watch the last quarter. I watched it on tape afterward, but I mean, when Maccabee is your leading receiver, something ain't right. And that's
It was
not
a
a knock
weird
on
fourth quarter too.
Maccabee.
Just like
Maccabee.
turnover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's not
It
a
was
knock
weird.
on Mock, but like you're the running back. You shouldn't be. And we have solid wide receivers. We have a solid receiving core. They're not terrible,
There've been a lot of
I,
drops. I
yeah,
mean,
you're right.
just to, and like I'm sure they're aware of that. Like
Yeah.
it's not a criticism. It's just that there have been more drops than what there should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Damon brings up a good point. I don't know what our identity as a program is right now, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, because I thought Odom, when he came in, he seemed kind of like the lunch pail mentality, kind of hardworking, gritty kind of guy. And I don't know, it's almost and I'm not saying he like went back on his word at all, not saying that whatsoever. But he went from like, oh, we expect to win and win quick, to like, well, life doesn't always go the way that you hope for it to, and you've got to pick yourself up off the ground and dust yourself off and get back to it. Like to that liking in like this past week's press conference, and I'm like, dude, you're not even saying the same stuff anymore. It's like it's just a totally different. I don't know. It just feels like a different guy right now. But I don't know. Hopefully we get it figured out. Yeah.
Well, to talk about something that we do have an identity in. Basketball starts Friday officially.
I want to talk about the video that they posted today. It was like a 2.5 minute, 3-minute video. Did you guys see it on Twitter?
I haven't seen that yet. No.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I didn't like the music they put behind it. Like it's just like this
Okay.
jazzy, almost like it's like this jazzy, like it just doesn't go with like Purdue basketball. Like I mean, it's a great video, but the music behind it, I'm like, I just can't enjoy the video because of it. And that might sound really stupid, but like to me, I can't get over it because I even fast forwarded it. I was like, okay, it's gonna switch into like a rap song, or it's gonna change. It's literally that for 3 minutes, dude.
That's 80s mom music.
I thought it was so weird. It's that for 3 minutes.
Like it's like Kenny G.
Right.
Can I be honest?
Like Nick, Dylan, I think
I kind of mess with it. Like I kind of dig it. Like I don't know what it is.
Okay, no, I can 100% say with confidence that was made with AI. Like I've made enough AI music for fun as a hobby that was definitely made with AI.
Hold on,
or
dude,
that's like some royalty free track. Like, yeah,
dude, I
that's
can't.
weird. That's weird. Yeah,
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of mess with it. Like Let me get Shazam.
I dig it.
And
I
I'll
dig it, but I
Shazam
like to me, it sounds like it's straight out of the '80s, and I love '80s music. So,
it.
but like
Sounds
that's
like
like it
elevator
definitely
music.
doesn't hype me up. I'll be honest about that. It does
No,
Like
not hype me up.
no, but I don't think that was
it's
the
funny
intent.
though.
I don't think that was. It wasn't a hype video. It was more like a, hey, we're gonna get
I
smooth.
mean, they said something about like
basketball
we
season.
love our fans or something. It was definitely like a love, like almost like a love ballad to like Purdue
That's true. That
basketball
song
fans or
was
something.
like, in the sheets. You know what I'm saying? Like that was that kind of music.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
like
yeah,
Greg
I
says,
watched it and I was like,
Greg says there's something to do with music rights since Twitter started cracking down on that 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, yeah, so that would
tell him
make
to
sense
reach out
that
to Frank. He can whip him up some AI
it's
magic.
either
I'm
a
gonna mute my mic
royalty-free
so I can
track
Shazam
or
this real quick.
it's AI generated, and then there's no IP, so intellectual property. So yeah, that's wow, that's weird. I'm glad you pointed that out, Damon. But we do get to see the team in action on Friday. Now, like I know we've had like amongst ourselves, not on the show, some differing opinions about what we can expect to see. But I fully expect that we're going to treat this like the last two exhibitions where you go in, you don't really scout, throw the team to the wolves, see how they respond. And whatever happens, happens. If you lose, doesn't matter because it's an exhibition. But I think some of the other people think that it's a game that Painter's going to take really seriously. What do you guys think? I'm in Group A. I think that it's going to be a welcome to college basketball moment for the freshmen. It's going to be treated as a giant experiment for Painter to try different lineups. And
Slight interruption. Shazam
Yeah.
had no idea what that song was. So
okay, there you go. Yeah.
Shazam was like, I don't know. I got nothing. I thought it'd be some Kenny G something, but no, they even Shazam gave up.
That's funny.
So,
yeah, as
where
far
you
as
at?
like what
Yeah.
group I'm in, I don't know. I like him to treat it any differently than he has the last couple of years with scrimmages and whatnot. I think that the fans will make it a bigger deal than what it's going to be. People are going to read into it a lot more than they probably should. Just like, when Arkansas beat Purdue in a scrimmage and then Purdue went to the national championship in Arkansas. Did they even make the tournament that year?
No, they didn't.
Yeah. So,
and they stormed the court, and they did storm the court in Arkansas, right? I'm not making that up.
That's crazy, dude. I don't remember that. That's amazing.
Yeah, but like if Painter was so determined to win that game, he would have played Zach Edey more than 18 minutes. I mean, just plain and simple. Yeah, but what I think will happen is that Purdue, because of assuming Kentucky takes it very seriously. So let's just hold that assumption to be true for a second. Assuming Kentucky takes it very seriously, Painter will come in with the, thrown to the wolves mentality. Purdue might lose this game. Kentucky fans will flip out, declare themselves national champions when Purdue will actually go on to the championship, is my opinion on what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But did you all see the Braden Smith behind the back pass clip from the intra-squad scrimmage?
I did. That was nasty.
I never thought an 8-second clip could generate so much controversy. I mean, and like only Purdue fans would somehow find a way to scrutinize the defense in like an 8-second clip. But I thought that was an interesting reaction from a lot of people. It's like, that's sloppy defense. What's that defensive effort? I'm like, well, it's staying on the perimeter when there's a really good shooter out there is not bad defense. Like it was just, I'd be happy that you saw an amazing pass,
Dude, I think this year we're going to see a side of Purdue fans that we've never seen before. Like we are going to see the craziest, most hyper analytical fans I think that we've ever seen. I think that I think we're going to see some crazy accusations out there. Like especially if there's a game that people think we should have won by 30 and we only win by 15, stuff like that. Oh, I can see people are going to freak. Yeah, people are going to freak out this year.
Like if Purdue
especially when Purdue, because they will, because only one team, or I don't know how many teams have actually gone undefeated. When Purdue does lose a game this year, oh my God, it'll be like the walls of Jericho are falling down around us. It's going to be awful.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I believe you to be true. Unfortunately,
The Twitter streets are going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Dylan, what do you think? You hyped for basketball?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Listen, like when you go through like a crappy football season, and then you think that then you realize we're the preseason number one team in the country, and you're like, hey, we have something to live for. We're not completely dead. Like, we don't have to jump off the bridge yet.
And I think that's part of what puts so much pressure in Purdue fans' minds on basketball is like I feel like some of it has to do with how football goes. And if football is absolute shit, we put all of the coins in our pot into basketball, and it's like, God, please don't let us down, please, please, please. Yeah.
So I asked this question earlier this year, but I want to ask it again now that we've seen some footage and clips and things like that. But which newcomer, that includes transfers or freshmen, and I'll even throw the redshirt freshman in there too, are you most excited about right now? That can be Oscar Clough, Omer Meyer, Jack Benter, Antoine West, I think are Liam Murphy too. So
I like Omer. Pretty excited to see Homer.
More than Oscar Clough.
Well, I mean, like, I'm excited.
There's no wrong answer. No,
that's the thing. Yeah, I'm
except
excited
for that
for all
one
of
that was
them.
wrong.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of them. I'm excited for Zach Edey. He's still at Purdue, right? He's busy getting pulled over for going 150. Zach, come on, figure it out. Did you see he had a Harry Potter wallet? I'm getting off.
He was passing the car, man. He was passing the car in front of him. Okay,
yeah.
Sometimes you got to go under to pass a car.
Because I think Daniel Jacobson's technically a redshirt freshman, right?
He is, yeah. I was on the fence about whether or not to include him because we have seen him play like 1.13 games. So
I'm excited to see. I think excited and nervous because anytime a big guy goes down with like a leg injury, I'm always like, ugh, I hope this does not bode badly for their future. But I'm just I'm excited to see like how he does come back because I know he's put on some weight too in the offseason, like some good weight. And then just hopeful that like his legs stay healthy and good. Because number one, like nobody deserves to have to go through that as a basketball player with a hope and a future. With that. But two, just for the team's sake as well. Hopefully get to see him in action for quite a while this year.
Yeah, got a good comment here. I think Liam Neeson will be the big surprise. So I was
not
name? Aware. No,
is it Neeson?
No. It's Liam Murphy. I'm assuming that was a joke. But if Liam Neeson was playing football or basketball for Purdue, I'd be excited. I would definitely be excited.
Liam Neeson, he's an actor, right?
Oh yeah, the Taken guy.
Taken, yeah.
I will find you.
I have a certain set of skills.
Yeah. That's how Frank kind of answered this call when I jumped in today.
Okay. He has a very particular set of skills. There you go. Yeah. Great minds. Yeah. Great minds. Yeah. So I don't know what to expect from like the back, and I don't mean like the backcourt, but I mean outside of Braden Fletcher, like the rest is just a toss up for me. I guess Murphy's a small forward, but yeah.
Do you think that we're gonna miss out on the athleticism from Cam Heide and I'm not doing this to be a jackass. I really can't think of the name right now. Who's the other one that transferred out? Plays at Wake Forest now.
Miles Colvin. Yeah.
Miles Colvin. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
sorry, Roosevelt. I know you're watching. My bad.
Yeah. I've asked myself that question, Damon, a lot and thought a lot about it. I mean, and there were times where we went stretches without those guys playing. I mean, Colvin, his freshman year, he logged 0 minutes in I think 9 games. And then Cam Heide was athletic. I'm not knocking on the guy. He was one of my favorite players, but we never saw that translate into like being an amazing basketball player. Like all the athleticism was there, but like he just struggled, in my opinion, with confidence. He just didn't look sure of himself.
Yeah.
Defensively, he was good. He wasn't great. That was always a big problem for Colvin too. And they had some exciting dunks. I got the crowd hyped, but there are a lot of guys on this team who can dunk. And I think that I'd rather have guys who know how to play the game, who are fundamentally sound. And so I don't. Maybe I'm just making this up to make myself feel better, but I think we'll be okay without that athleticism. Jakari's very athletic. CJ Cox is very athletic. Seems like Wes is a pretty athletic guy. He's pretty big too. Braden is a lot more athletic than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Go see him play in person. If you don't think he's athletic, that'll kind of change your view. And so is TKR. I mean, the bigger guys, it's harder to see, but yeah, I think we have a very well-rounded team. And people are talking about Jakari Harris starting, which is pretty wild because he did start last season, but I guess he's taken a huge lead. Didn't he lead scoring in the scrimmage too?
I have no idea.
I think he did. I think in the intra-squad scrimmage, he had like 20 points.
That's a stat for you to know.
Yeah. I just saw this like a screenshot of someone's handwritten notes.
I thought I saw something crazy that said that he had like 37 points, but I thought that was like fake.
If so, I have not heard that. But I've not been the most the world's best Purdue basketball fan as of late because
wow,
had a lot of things going on lately. So, but I plan on doing that over the next few days, really getting up to speed with latest news and all that. But yeah, I think it was 20 points, but could be wrong about that. And it's not like these are like officially posted anywhere.
Okay, so this is Greg Waddell. I don't know if this is this has to be fake because it says 37 points, 6 assists, and 5 steals. This has to be
I hope that's true.
Oh wait, TKR had 28 points and 9 rebounds in the first scrimmage. Damn. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Is the Kentucky game, is that this weekend?
Friday.
That's right.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Rayfeld Davis loves Drake Hoffman, right? I don't know if you all have seen that.
Rayfeld Davis has been going at it with everybody, I feel like, on Twitter lately.
Yeah.
Ray D has taken no prisoners.
Ray D, friend of the podcast. I appreciate him, always backing the Purdue players. Appreciate
it's
that.
So funny. Somebody he was in like a back and forth with somebody on Twitter, and somebody was like, old Ralph doesn't know what he's talking about, or old Ralph is, and I was like, damn, Ralph just feels like such a low blow. Calling him Ralph instead of Rayfeld. It's like it's like geez, oh Pete. Yeah. And TKR, man, I swear he's like, it's so crazy how under the radar he flies because I mean, what did he average last year? Like 19 points.
No, I think it was over 20. It was over 20 points. And like, people talk about Anthony Davis being one of the most dominant players. I think he averaged like 13 points. I mean, it's crazy. And I truly think the reason that it's not talked about more is that he's coming right behind Zach Edey, so you have that direct comparison. Where like, yeah, Zach Edey was a 25 to 30 point per game every night kind of guy. Okay, TKR, he's only 20. Yeah, like not as good as Zach, but like AJ Hammonds, he averaged 15 in his prime. Trevion Williams was just under 15. I think Caleb Swanigan was 14. Like all these guys we think of as being like dominant big men, he's outscoring most of them.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big TKR guy.
Yeah, and he's humble. He's an incredibly well-spoken, smart guy. Like to me, he just embodies Purdue. I mean, he didn't play a lot his first 2 years.
No, he didn't. And he didn't transfer. Yeah. And he even said, like, I'd be lying if I, said that I didn't think about it. And here he is. So yeah, it's nice to have a big three. You want to try to shut down TKR, like Braden's gonna pick you apart. He's gonna make the play, or he's gonna find the open guy. Fletcher's poised to be one of the best shooters in the country this year. Like we're gonna be a tough team to stop. Mm-hmm. But can this team get stops is the question.
Yeah, and it's like there's so much hype going into the season too. Like I think I was watching, I think it was Sleeper Media, because they went out to, or Field of 68 or whoever went out to Purdue and like kind of spent a day there at practice and talking to the guys. And I think one of them said, like after they were done at Purdue, they said like this is going to be one of those seasons that like happens like once in a lifetime, like one of those like you can't believe how talented this team is kind of seasons. You don't know how it's going to end, but like it's going to be one hell of a ride. And it's like, God.
And how many times have we said that in our lifetimes? Though, that's the crazy thing to think about, because I know for a fact people said that during the Elite Eight with Carson year. Because I remember walking out of the stadium after that game and people saying like, this, like, we're never going to get back here. Like, I literally heard people speak those words. And then we're right back. And then we have, the Edie years and the Ivy. I mean, it's
yeah.
I don't know how many times I've heard this is the most anticipated season, in Purdue basketball history.
I would say the most.
4 times.
I would say this season. I would say there's 3 seasons that I can think of in particular. It's this year. It's the 2024 Purdue basketball with Zach Edey's senior year, and it's the baby Boilers when Robbie started the season out healthy. The year he went down against me. Those are the 3 seasons that I can remember that it's like this is the team that's going to make it to the national championship, possibly win a paint or a title. Bring a title Purdue, whoever. Those are like the 3 years that I can recall off the top of my head that like there is a ton of hype going into the season. So yeah, I'm stoked. I
think the great thing about the situation is that we have 3 players who have played in a national championship game on the team. And so that they're not going to be affected by the noise, the pressure, being ranked number 1. They're not going to be affected by any of that.
Right.
Like, they know how to play in hostile environments. They know what it takes to get to a championship. And that's a rare thing. That's a rare thing in college basketball, to have 3 players on a team who all played together and who have been through the tournament, lost the final game. I mean, that doesn't happen. And look at, what was it? Florida Atlantic? No, Miami. They went to a Final Four and lost in the Final Four, and then like their whole team transferred. It's crazy. So yeah, it's going to be a special year. Whatever it is you do, whether it's positive vibes, whether it's prayer, whatever. Let's all just hope for a healthy season. That's what we need.
Yeah,
I cannot see another devastating injury in a.
Don't even speak it into the universe.
I was gonna say, man, don't even say that. You know what's crazy though? Are ticket prices for games this year. Because I was looking around a little bit. I was like, oh, like maybe go to the Kent State game or whatever. Number one, NCAA basketball scheduling people. Why the hell do you not play more games on Saturdays? All right. What the hell's up with that? Why are you playing so many games on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays? Horse shit. All right. Number 2, like I think the cheapest game that I saw this year, the cheapest ticket I saw was like the game against where they play Kent State, and the ticket was like $90 or something to get in the door. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be crazy.
I would have thought it was more than that. Yeah. The one game I've looked at going to, because it may be a season where I only go to one game, or at least one home game. Typically go to the Indy Classic every year, but I was looking at going to Iowa State. I think the cheapest ticket I saw was like $350 or so. Jeez. But I think it's crazy that for the 3rd season in a row, by the time that the tickets are on sale to the general public, there are like no tickets left. That once they make their way through the tranches of the John Purdue Club, they're all gone. And on one hand, like, yes, those people donated a lot of money. They should have access to those tickets early, but like this is unfortunately, literally and figuratively, the price you pay for having a good team.
Hey, I tell you what, I know the game is in Tuscaloosa, but cheapest ticket for when they play Alabama is $85 right now.
Oh wow,
roll time.
That's gonna be a brawl.
It's because they can't count to 75.
Well, I feel like we've played Alabama every season for like the last 7 seasons,
and it's always been at Alabama.
Well, no, because we played them at the Thanksgiving tournament.
Oh, that's right.
And then 2 seasons ago was the game where like Alabama hit 37 threes and we still won. If you remember that game, where like Mark Sears was just like firing on all. I think it literally was 37 threes. It was insane. And Purdue was like, okay, we'll just match you. And like Purdue won. The score was in the 90s. And then last season, Alabama kind of controlled most of that game, and it was really CJ Cox going on a 9-0 run by himself, where he hit those 3 threes that kind of sparked everything, and Purdue got away with the win. So yeah, this one's going to be brutal.
You guys want to guess what the cheapest ticket price is for the IU at Purdue game this year?
$500.
No, I'm gonna go $675.
$459.
Okay. And that was me guessing low. Okay. So yeah, Greg says lowly JPC member here. They were nearly all gone when it got down to my tier. And Greg, I was actually contemplating doing that just so I could get tickets. But I'd heard other people say the same thing, that like even at the lower tiers weren't even able to get tickets. So I just
Frank, I think you and Greg need to start donating. We know you guys are sitting on a bunch of cash. Okay, we need you to start donating to the football team so we can pick this up.
There we go. Yeah.
You know, my uncle has been a JPC member for 50 years since he graduated and hasn't donated very much, and he's still a low tier. And he's been a member for 50 freaking years.
I'm a former JPC member for 5 years or so. Then I just stopped because
well, you know, Greg went to school with you know, John Purdue, so you think he'd be, you know, on top tier, but guy drives from Nebraska. Like,
that's true.
Catch him a break.
He should that should somehow be a stipulation. Like, hey, I drive from Nebraska.
Whenever I talk about my commute, Greg's like, all right, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And then I got Jay and Anish that are both, well, Jay more than Anish. Anish comes from Pennsylvania, but Jay's like, I come from New Jersey. He flew his family out for the last home game.
Yeah, Greg, Greg's like saying you're throwing him into Russ's age bracket.
No, Russ is like a caveman level. He's
like, oh, I see. Yeah. Russ is going back to the Ice Age now.
Yeah. Russ is old.
Yeah. He predates language. So
yeah.
That's why sometimes like he'll get on a tizzy and he'll just start grunting and making.
Yeah, it's not his mic that's like tweaking out. It's just him.
He sees technology and he's like, oh. Starts beating his chest. It's wild to see. Maybe one day we can catch it on camera.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's not as fun talking, making Russ jokes when he's not here.
When he's not here, yeah, he's got to be here. Let's see. I did flex the travel distance when I emailed Grimes last night.
As you should. You should.
I would love to know the nature of that email. Feel free to add a little more context. Just curious.
Listen, you don't mess with.
I'll have you know, I drive all the way from Nebraska.
And like what came after that? You know.
Yeah. Like what was your response?
I would love to know that. But it's crazy to think that like we're 2 days away from actually seeing the team, the basketball team that we've been hearing about and talking about.
Is it going to be on TV anywhere? Or?
That's a good
the
question.
SEC network, unfortunately.
We should inform our viewers of this. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's only on the SEC network.
Does YouTube TV even have the SEC? I have to check.
That's great. That's
the noodle. Noodle, you're like 20.
I feel like I know it's at Kentucky, but I feel like whoever the better team is should get the TV rights there. You know what I mean?
I feel like I saw it was on some streaming service too.
Or just put it on YouTube and have people like, you know, just stream it on there. I don't know. Shit.
So apparently it will be on the ESPN app as well. But yeah, I need to figure out if I even get SEC network.
I haven't used the ESPN app in like 10 years.
Maybe. So, okay. Fun trivia fact. When was the last time Purdue played Kentucky?
Oh God.
78.
Not that long ago. No. It's been a while though.
2007.
Longer. 1992. 97.
Shoot, I was a year old. I remember watching that game. Pooping myself.
Steve Johnson had 17 points, right, Dylan? Yeah.
I thought you said Steve Jobs for a minute. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
This just in.
Yeah, it was that would have been after Painter played, right? 97.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel like it was.
I feel like that's post Paint.
He was on the team with Big Dog, right?
He was, yeah. I think there was Maybe at least 1 year of overlap, maybe 2, because Glenn only played for 2 years. It wasn't 3. I was very young.
Man, Frank,
Yeah, I
you're
think it
old.
was 2. I think it was 2. Yeah, I was very, very young in that era.
I want to
You
Yeah,
know
we
what? You know
are,
how I realized that I'm now old as well. Went to Gatlinburg over the weekend for a wedding, and everybody that was in the wedding and everything all stayed in this giant cabin together. It was like 40 people in this huge cabin. Really nice, beautiful place in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And like we got there the first night, probably around like 6 o'clock at night. You know, we drove all day. And so we ended up going out to eat. We came back and there was like a group of kids, like young teenagers, like 13 to 15 years old. And it was like 11 o'clock at night and they all come into our room and they're like, "Are you guys going to bed already?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You haven't even gotten in the hot tub yet." I was like, "I don't care." Like, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. They're like, "You guys are so lame." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right."
My thing is like going to Purdue and being like, I miss when there was a Don Pablo's and not a Chick-fil-A. Or like I remember when that was an empty lot and now there's this. Or walking to games and I'm like, there's no way that kid's like old enough to drink legally.
Or back, or one thing I always remember is back in the day that the Northwestern parking garage used to be free, and now it's like $40 to get in there.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Yeah,
Dylan, I know exactly what Don Pablo's you're talking about.
And the building was
Yeah.
dope. The big old brick
I
building.
know. I used to go there when I worked up there, and we would go and eat all you can eat tacos
Yeah.
on Tuesday, and then go back to work, which is a terrible idea.
That is a
Like,
bad
good
idea.
luck staying awake and feeling like being productive at work
But
after
like
all you can eat
one, I
tacos.
love Don Pablo's. Two, the building was cool. It was well decorated. I miss rest in peace Don Pablo's. I don't know if the chain is still kicking, but like, and I didn't
The
know
one
it
I
was
know of is gone.
I didn't know it was a chain restaurant. And then I like told a buddy, like one of my hometown friends, and I was like, yeah, I miss like there's a restaurant at Purdue, like right outside of campus called Don Pablo's. And he's like, I've been to a Don Pablo's. And I was like, what? It's like I thought Purdue's Don Pablo's was the only Don Pablo's. I thought Don Pablo was
we had them down here in Kentucky when I was a young lad. Yeah, but they're gone.
Granted, like my palate of food is that of a 10-year-old, and that's why
I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and it says Don Pablo's was an American Tex-Mex chain.
Rest in peace, Don Pablo's.
Yeah, at its peak, it had 120 restaurants.
Really good for Don.
So, for those of you who tuned in tonight to listen to the history of Don Pablo's, you're welcome.
This episode brought to you by Don Pablo's. You cannot go to one; they don't exist, but they are brought to you by the memory of Don Pablo's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Used to be free to park on Slater Hill. Huh.
Wow.
We are coming up on that hour mark. Any other updates or things to talk about, and if not, Dylan, you want to sign us off?
It was good to get back on the horse.
It was.
Hopefully we can wake up Russ and get Chris. Didn't Chris just had carpal tunnel surgery?
Chris just had a medical procedure. So yeah, he's recovering from that.
He's fine.
As far as we know. Yeah.
So as Chris heals and Russ, I don't know. I haven't heard from Russ in a day or two. I mean, we may need to send out a search party, or call the Gold Fedora Gold Fedora died in the house. Love Donnie Pease. Me too, brother.
Gold Fedora. Donnie Pease, what a nickname! I love that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, this Don Pablo's location is bringing so many people together right now.
We need to do.
This is what we needed for Purdue football.
We all need to like start Don Pablo's back up again. That's what we need to do.
You know, the best thing about Don Pablo is they made their own tortillas.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was kind of shocked it was a chain.
They had like it was almost like it was a weird setup. They had this like area, like viewing area where you could see them being made. It was almost like you could like people would like take their kids over there and be like, look, they're making tortillas, and they'd like smile. It was
look, little Becky, they're making tortillas.
Yeah. That part was kind of weird. But yeah. Anyway,
buddy, you make a hell of a tortilla. What's your name? That's really what the clientele was. But rest in peace. This episode tonight was brought to you by Don Pablo's. go to your local Don Pablo's and tell them BXP sent you, and you get a free
I
meal.
wonder if there's a Don Pablo's Twitter account. Let's see if
I need to find.
or
If it's
X
not, I'm
account, I
going to
should
take the
say.
handle.
So I mean, this is literally on the Don Pablo's Wikipedia page. February 2018, the Don Pablo's location in Lafayette, Indiana, quietly closed.
Was it 2018? It's
Quietly.
been that late. It
Yeah.
was pre-COVID. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
I just
Because
love how
I didn't
say
know
it
they tore
quietly
down the
closed, as
building.
if it's like a mystery. Like no one knows why, where.
It just shit.
What happened to Don Pablo? It's gonna be like a 60 minutes documentary.
Our
ghost of
first
Donnie
feature
P
film
still
is going to be a
roams that parking
documentary on
lot.
Don Pablo's on the BXP network.
Yeah.
So it was good seeing everybody. Good. Thank you everyone in the comments. Again, this episode brought to you by Don Pablo's record. Say BXP sent you and you get a free meal. Thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you. Rest in peace, Don Pablo, our hero. Good night, everybody.
Gosh.